We're recording.
Well, hey, I think all of us have been kind of ready for this.
All right. We're back with episode number 5 of the Idiot Circle. I'm Mike.
I'm Fred.
I'm Rob.
You still Rob? You didn't change your name? Okay, good.
No, I mean,
Awesome.
I know most people want me to, but no, I haven't changed it yet.
Right. You should change it to Rod, I think.
Big Rod?
Yeah, Big Rod.
Nice one, Mike.
Well, I would go under my 1989 porn name called Drew Barrymore, but I've left that, that style of life. I'm
That's awesome.
Drew Barrymore.
Well, when you move back,
when you move back, you got all the. I mean, you're getting closer to Cuba, so we can call you Roberto.
Oof.
Roberto, yes.
Roberto. Yes. All right, so we had some comments on our posts, on the episodes, on Fred's Facebook Live post he did promoting the show. So
great job, guys. Great job getting that out there. We really appreciate it.
A lot of good comments, questions, topics. So we decided that Lisa Wayburn Sanger is our winner of the $25 gift card. She had some awesome. She hit the old nostalgic button for all of us on a lot of these things. So
she hit the 777s in Vegas. That's for sure.
So she wins the $25 gift card. We'll get that to her. I thought we would just start by just going through her topics and just kind of riff off of those and talk about those. What do you guys think?
Fantastic. I'm all for it.
All right. So here we go. And we're going to go through all of her topics, I think. Why not? Right?
Why not? Columbus took a chance.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's do it.
Yes.
She's the winner. So should we get to go through all of hers? Okay. So first one, sorry, I'm looking over at my phone for her topics. Boxers or briefs? Fred?
Boxer briefs.
Nice.
Yep. I like that. I don't like regular, the tighty whities. They're a little restrictive. So I like I like to have a little bit of a banana hammock going on.
Oh God. Jesus.
Hey, Duluth is the best.
Duluth. Yeah. You guys spend $60 on your underwear.
Yes.
So Rob, what do you say?
Well, I do have the Duluth underwear, and I get them for like the 3-pack. You get a 3 for I forget what it is, like $25 or something like that.
Oh, really? That's it? $25.
I'm also a fan of Commando. You should do a little Commando.
Now we're off the rails.
Why won't you do a little?
Hey, Rob,
Commando
I was gonna say that myself, but I thought we'd try to keep it a little bit G-rated. Now we're at a PG-13, hovering around an R version.
Fred was going to say it and Rob was going to prove it. Of course, he likes to prove things. So,
Well, and I also like those, and they're expensive. Like I have the Under Armour ones. They're like boxer brief, but like they're the dry fit because man, you got to keep your shit dry.
Oh, hell yeah. Especially when you move back to Florida. You got to keep the boys cool.
Well, you shouldn't have any shit in your underwear anyway, but I'm just saying.
No pun intended.
You are not?
No,
I mean, you guys don't have like when you get down there, it's a little funky and stuff like that. No.
Well, I mean, not actual shit.
I mean, we're in our 50s. I don't know what's going down there half the time. I really don't. Sometimes when I go to wipe my ass, I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Jesus Christ.
What did you smoke before this show, man? Are you on gummies or something?
I took a gummy.
Did you really?
Oh, no, no, I didn't take a gummy.
Well, hey, let's just say this: that keeping the boys cool is always an important thing. But man, having any kind of underwear that's so tight that you can't breathe, it's like a core. It's like a corset for women.
All right, I want you guys to be real honest. How many times do you need in the course of a month not to only have toilet paper, but maybe like those wet wipes or something?
Of course.
I think wet wipes are the greatest thing.
Yeah.
You know what?
Sometimes you go in there like, wow, that's really thick. And that ain't coming out with just regular toilet paper.
That's the peanut butter.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about there. I'm a boxer brief.
We're off the rails now. Thanks,
Yeah.
Lisa.
Yeah, I'm
He's
a boxer brief guy, but I don't spend $120 on 3 pairs of underwear like these guys do. I get the I don't know if it's Costco or Sam's Club, but it's 32 degrees. They're like it's the breathable, like you guys are
It
talking
is.
about.
Yeah, I
the
got you.
Duluth or whatever, but
Mm.
it's the budget brand. You know, I don't have Rob's kind of money. You know. All right, next one. I already know this about Fred because he's a poster boy for one of these sodas, but Pepsi or Coke? I'm going to start with you, Rob, because I already know what Fred's going to say.
Yeah, I'm a traditional Coca-Cola guy, and even when I go through spells, don't drink Coke. Christmas time gets me. You know, I don't know what it is about their ads in the past, but at Christmas time, I will crave a Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
I will go to any fast food place that has Pepsi.
Yeah.
I'm a Pepsi guy, have been for a long time. I even went through the Pepsi free time back in high school. But let me tell you, when it comes to getting a pop through the drive-through, number one is Coke.
Really?
Number two is Mountain Dew, and number three is Pepsi.
Oh wow, he's changing it up. Well,
Well, you know what? They do something. They do something that really makes it taste better. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a curveball. So, I don't know if you knew this, but I actually watched. I don't know where I saw it. It was some kind of a documentary where they're talking about Coke, and it was about McDonald's and Coca-Cola. So, McDonald's is the largest buyer of Coca-Cola, obviously, because they're the biggest restaurant chain in the world. But there's no McDonald's restaurants that have anything other than Coke. So they actually developed the machine with Coca-Cola to dispense the Coca-Cola to make it the perfect Coca-Cola. So allegedly, and I agree that the McDonald's Coca-Cola is the best Coke that you can get, fountain Coke. So Mexican Coke is even better, but I'm a Coke guy. But
that Columbia Coke's pretty good too, Mike.
Columbia Coke is really good.
Yeah,
not that I would know anything about
when
that.
you get done drinking that, you see Aztec temples and
yeah, nice. Yeah, love it. I started out when I was a young kid, and up until probably my mid-20s, I was the poster boy for Pepsi. I probably drank more Pepsi than anybody on this call right now. So, but for some reason, I just can't drink it anymore. I stopped drinking cold turkey Pepsi. I mean, that's not a flavor. I just stopped drinking it cold turkey. Right. And then when I went back to drinking pop, I was drinking Coke. I don't know why.
How about wild turkey Pepsi? I bet you that shit's good.
That sounds pretty good. Now I'd be up for that. Wild turkey Pepsi. I like that. All right. Here's one that's kind of personal. I mean, not that we haven't gotten personal with Rob flashing everybody and everything. Nobody wants to see Fred or I do that, by the way. Manscape or no Manscape? I'm going to start with you, Freddie.
Definitely Manscape. Nothing under the arms, nothing down below. I don't want anything there. It's a preference, but it's also the fact that, when it gets hot out, sometimes you break out and stuff like that. If you don't have it on there, it's as cool as the other side of the pillow, man. So I'm totally about manscaping. I know it sounds weird, but I'll tell you right now, it's a lot more comfortable. That's just the way I am.
All right, Rob, what about you?
Well, I think there's degrees of it, right? So, I mean, you can't be the guy that's waxing or shaving your chest, arms, and legs. That's
metrosexual.
That's just gay, right? And I don't mean that in a way of like your sexual preference. I mean in the 1983 way. That's just stupid, right? You can't, and that just doesn't work. I mean, he looks foolish. You got to clean your crap up down there, right? Like we just talked about a little bit. Yeah, I think a little bit of manscaping. It's not just for her pleasure either. It's for yours, right?
He is off the rails.
You are way off the rails.
Not that I have a her to please, but I'm just saying,
right.
And you got to forecast in the future.
Yeah, because yours is in plural. It's instead of her, it's hers. So the other thing is nobody likes an Angela Davis afro with a pick down there.
Yeah, you don't want to be like the look of like when Randy Moss took off his helmet in 2004. Either,
right.
That explosion, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you got to keep stuff,
Yep. I don't. Nobody has to use no weed whacker. No going through the jungle.
I know this wasn't
there.
part of her question, but I want to say something, Mike, and you'll really appreciate this. So back in 1991, when women started shaving everything down there, it was really unique and cool. But then in the last like 10 years, it's like, oh my God, that's so overplaying. Maybe like a little landing strip's not so bad. I mean, not stuff that you want to get caught in your teeth, but I mean, just,
Oh
have
my
a little
God.
bit of variety.
He is stepping up his game today, folks.
Why?
Done
Why?
is
I'm just being
rated
honest.
R. Rated
Mike,
R.
you told me to be honest. You told me to be honest.
I did say that. I said, Rob, you're holding back. This is not how you are. This is not, this is not what people want to see.
Yeah.
So,
Rob right now is in the. I remember when I had my first beer mindset.
Wow. Yeah, I think
I
he
don't
did
even
take
have
a
a beer.
gummy. I think he took several gummies. So
right, jeez.
yeah, I'm a sometimes man. I'm a lazy guy. Let's face it. I don't have time for that shit half the time. So sometimes when I feel like it, yeah, whatever. But
I don't have time for it. He'll binge watch like streaming videos for 17 hours straight, but he has no time to do a little, like, take a razor and rub it on your balls for like 10 seconds. I mean, that's just crazy.
Hey, it's all about priorities, man. I've been married a lot longer than the two of you have too. So,
and guys, we're at that age now. Like, you could shave your balls like this. You could hold them up to the mirror.
Yes. It's like peeling a potato.
Yikes.
Actually, 2 potatoes.
Yeah, and then when you get a stomach like I got, it's like, where's Waldo?
What do you have? You have to get a mirror and set it on the floor or something? What's going on there?
No, I got to stand on a chair so I can see the damn. I can see what's up.
Right.
Oh, I get that image of Fred standing on the chair in the bathroom trying to shave.
Don't.
Oh my God!
Don't wipe out, Rob.
Yeah. All I can say is that I would hate to go down there and find Jimmy Hoffa or something.
Oh man, Lisa, thanks for these. This
oh
is
my
awesome.
God,
this is the best episode yet.
Oh my God.
Okay, I don't know how Rob's gonna change this into something dirty or whatever. But,
he'll find a way.
Roller coasters now compared to our younger years.
Who's first?
You go,
Freddie?
first, Rob.
You go first.
All right. So, all of us grew up going to Cedar Point, right? Because we're Midwestern boys from St. Clair County.
That's the amusement park in the world.
It is, especially for roller coasters. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I agree.
So I took my son Gage there this past summer, and I hadn't been there in 35, 40 years. And I was surprised. It was one of the cleanest parks. And I didn't realize it's like Mecca for roller coaster people. And I love roller coasters, and so does Gage. And, in these amusement parks, you can ride the old wood rides, right? Those are cool. But some of the stuff now with the turn yourself upside down, shake you a little bit, twist you, give you a little proctology exam and all that through the whole thing.
There he did it.
He did it.
Well, it seems like a little too much.
Yeah.
Well,
the new stuff.
I agree with what Rob says. I mean, like the dragster.
Top Thrill Dragster.
Top Thrill. Yeah, thanks.
That thing goes fast.
Oh yeah, but it's like 5 seconds, so it's not too bad. But if you go on to like the Blue Streak or the Mean Streak, and you go on that old one, when you come out, you got to go to the bathroom because you start pissing blood because you get beat up so bad.
No doubt.
But even in the corkscrew, I mean, a guy my size, as tall as I am and everything, fitting in one of those seats is difficult. But I really like those. I'll tell you the ones that I like the Himalaya down at Disney. It's pretty cool because you go backwards. I like the Hulk down at Universal, but if I'm gonna go on a roller coaster, there's no question. The first place I'm gonna go is Cedar Point. It's not because it's familiar; it's because there's nobody else that can compete with it.
Yeah, I like the newer ones. They're so much better. They're so much smoother. You don't get your ass kicked. The mean streak is the worst. I think they took it down actually, the mean streak. But last time I went on that thing, I literally thought I broke my back. You hit that one jump, and it seems like maybe the car actually does leave the track. It sure the hell seems like it. And then you slam down. I literally thought I broke my back because I felt like a twinge all the way up my neck. I was like, holy shit. Yeah, it was not good. So that
you know the one Fred was talking about, the Top Fuel dragster, like when you're there and you watch it, so they have the stands.
Yeah.
So Gage and I watched it, before. I always have to show him the ride before he says, "Yeah, Dad." And so anybody, the 3 people that listen to the show that we already know, but my son's 8 years old, so we're over there and we're watching that from the stands. He sees it, and the look on his face, I can only describe it as, I look down at him, he looks at me, and he's like, this is what I know he was saying in his mind. Fuck that, Dad.
Yeah.
Did you go on it?
No, I might have been.
No, he wouldn't go on it.
Yeah. I might have been born at night, but it wasn't last night, Dad. No.
Yeah.
No fucking way.
I got, we went one time, and I don't know if it was during the week or actually what it was they were forecasting that it was going to rain all day. So I was like, shit. But we were heading down there anyway. So we went, and it didn't rain. It was overcast the whole time. Didn't rain. There was hardly nobody at the park. So I actually went on the Top Thrill dragster in the front row. And that, let me tell you, that is badass.
Oh, I mean, that's where I sat for it.
But it is badass. I mean, they tell you don't put your arms up. But of course, everybody does as soon as that thing hits green, and it literally lifted my fat ass out of the seat. That's how strong it was.
The G-force thing was just crazy awesome. Insane. Yeah. So I remember taking when I was with Nancy, we went down. She hates roller coasters, and I talked her into going on the Millennium, not the not
Millennium Force,
not the one that goes through the tunnels over by the hotel. I can't remember which one that is.
That's the tram.
Oh, Maverick? Is it Maverick?
No. I've been on the Maverick. That's pretty cool. But it's over by the hotel. Well, I talked her into it, and then we got it up there. And as we started going up, she started punching me.
Is it Magnum?
Yes.
Magnum.
You fucking son of a. I mean, just and on the way down, I was going. Rah! She's like going.
She's just beating the shit out of you.
And she got.
She could take you too, for sure.
Oh, well, yeah. Jesus, man, she was pissed, but now she can say that she rode a roller coaster, so that's good. Well, my kids.
Wait a minute, Fred. Didn't she spend 27 years with her? It wasn't that enough of a roller coaster.
Yeah, that's real funny. But my kids, not scared whatsoever. So they went on everything. So. But it's pretty cool when you go down there with them, and you can go down and be next to them and go on those rides, and they get a kick out of it.
Yeah, I think I have to start dieting, because some of those rides I don't think I can fit on anymore, to be honest. They put the waist strap on you, or they put the thing over your shoulders. It's like oops, I'm not fitting on this thing anymore. Anyway, good topic, Lisa. Let's go to the next one. Jordache jeans back in the day compared to Levi's nowadays. Now, I think we need to talk about this from first of all, guys wearing Jordache jeans. That was, I mean, I think I probably, did they even have them for guys?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I probably had them, but anyway, so from both perspectives, guys wearing them, girls wearing them, and I don't know, not many people wore Levi's back then. They all wore the designer jeans. That was the big thing when we were young.
Yeah, it was Gloria Vanderbilt and Jordache and Guess jeans. Levi's were there, but I mean, I think most of the people who worked out in the farm areas and stuff like that were more of the Levi. But then Levi's got into the front, like in the 90s, the front button, instead of having the zipper. And I think it would kind of kick them into it. And then they got a little bit more into the like the washed looking jeans and stuff like that. But like if today, half these kids that are walking around, they're paying 48 to $80 for a pair of jeans, and every part of their body's hanging out except you can see everything because they have holes in them.
Oh, that drives me nuts that you
I'm
buy
like,
a brand new pair of jeans and it already has holes in them and all this.
Right.
They're already worn out. I don't get that whatsoever. But
well, it's a fashion today. I mean, I'm sure that the older generation, when we were wearing Jordache and Guess jeans and rolling up the the bottoms and stuff and wearing our you know penny loafers or whatever we wore at that time, they were probably saying the same thing. But like I said, the Jordache, let me just tell you, looked a hell of a lot better on women.
Oh, that goes without saying. Everything looks better on women than it does on men. We can all agree on that. Even women agree with that. I mean, it's just
not a beard, but yeah.
Well, good point. So
just about everything else. Yeah.
So I'm a Wrangler guy. I've been a Wrangler guy for, I don't know, probably 30 years or whatever.
Hey.
I tried Levi's, and honestly, they wear out too soon.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think Wranglers are a little bit more. They're a little bit more
durable.
More durable. Thank you.
What about they should have tough skins for guys like us. Remember tough skins?
Well, that's what I was going to say. I mean,
oh my God!
Let's face it. Our first jeans were tough skins. Had it on the patch on the knee. Yeah. They stood up in your corner of the room by themselves. Yes, basically.
Exactly. Yep. No
all you had to do was
needed.
walk up and jump in them. They were color coded.
Yep. And if you wanted to wear them, if you're in gym class, you had to wear them during the trampoline.
Nice.
Just to try to break them in. Come on, break in.
I'd love to go back to tough skins and those little jammies with footies in it. I felt, it was like back at home.
I think they have the footy jammies for adults, and hell, you can wear a diaper now if you want to, Rob. I mean, anything goes these days.
There's times I go to a lady, and certain times, and I pay her money. She dresses me up like a baby, and I mean, it's a transaction, Mike. It's just a simple transaction. Yeah. Adults, consenting adults. That's
no judgment here, bro. No judgment here for me.
Well, let's go back to the subject of underwear. So, some of these times, and probably in the next couple of years, someone will say, "What kind of underwear you wear?" You just say, "Depends."
Oh boy. So, I hope.
Yeah.
I hope that's several years in the future.
Yeah, me too.
All right. Next one is hot coffee versus iced coffee.
So I'm the only one who can speak to this, right? Because I'm the only coffee drinker here.
Yeah.
Hot, right? I mean, traditional hot. I mean, I'm not that person who drinks coffee all day long. And I see the ladies walk into the Starbucks and these places, and they get their, it takes them 20 minutes to order their coffee. And it's not, there's little coffee in it, but hot coffee, good, strong, hot, black coffee.
Okay, there you go. Well, Fred and I don't drink it, but I will tell you about as far as I'll go is the, and it's the cold ones, the Frappuccino. It's basically like a milkshake, for an adult, or not a milkshake, but you know what I'm talking about. It's kind of like Nesquik, but with coffee flavor.
Does it bring all the boys to the yard for you?
It does. Yeah. They're all lining up. I hope not, but
yeah, I can honestly say I've never had a cup of coffee, and I've never had an iced coffee. So, in my entire life, so. I can't answer that. Sorry, Lisa.
But we
hot
tried.
And black that's what you want to go with, Lisa. Hot and black. Just remember that.
Okay. Okay. This is one we definitely can attest to, because we're quite interested in this topic here. Beer in cans versus bottles versus draft beer. And I will say, I'll start it off with, it depends. Like, different beers taste better different ways. But Fred, I'm gonna let you start this one, because Rob's been starting the other ones, and you want to riff on this topic for a second?
Sure. I will tell you that if it's my choice, I love draft beer. I love Bud Light on draft. The one thing is like, Dirty Blonde. Not much of, I don't like it as much in a draft. I like it in a can. So I
clip that portion out.
Yeah,
Yes.
we know Fred
I don't
likes it
like.
in the can.
Yeah, I don't like it in the can.
I like it in the
like
can.
the beer in the can. So, but yeah, the funny thing. Hey, but you go, yeah. If you go to like War Water, or you go to like a brewery like Rob goes, you get it. You get it in a draft setting, and it tastes a lot better. You get it in a growler and you take it home. It loses a little bit of its luster when you first do it. But for me, I think and I think all three of you will agree, it's easier to drink beer out of a can and it's easier to carry around. But like Mike, you and I used to drink Michelob Light, it was all about the bottle.
Still do.
Yep.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. What say you, Rob?
I'm more what Fred said about the feasibility of the situation that you're in. And, a lot of craft beer started going to put beer in can versus bottle because of the light, right? To keep the purity of the beer. Beer bottles, even if it's a dark colored bottle, lets the light in, it changes the beer a little bit. So feasibility, I like to drink beer when I'm out working in the yard, on a boat, doing outdoor activities, fishing. So it's easier to have a beer in the can.
Okay.
Beer in the can. Okay. And if you're going to take it back, which I really don't take my bottles back, but I throw them away, it's just easier to dispose of them that way too. So I guess can and or draft when it's necessary. And like Fred said, I travel around for my job, so I go to a lot of breweries and I get draft beer.
Okay. Yeah, I would say, I started off with it depends, because I think, certain beers, like for me, PBR is better in a can than it is in bottle or draft.
I agree.
Michelob Light is much better in the bottle than it is can.
Yep.
I've never been anywhere where they've had it on draft that I can remember.
Mike, Guinness, it tastes totally different if it's not draft. It's not even the same with the can or the bottle. So you can only, in my opinion, drink that. Yeah. Fred, what say you about the Busch Latte? Can?
Yeah, what do you prefer, can or bottle?
30-30.
Well, it's kind of funny you mentioned that because no kidding, the dirty 30 kill those bad boys. But yeah, I'll be Rob. This is kind of weird. It's good in a can, it's good in the bottle, and it's great on draft. So any one of those three for me. But of course the can's the easiest because again, you got to think about your refrigerator where you're going to put the beers and stuff, and it's easier to put away the cans than it is the bottles. Yeah.
Yeah, you can leave them in the pack, right? But Busch Latte is not good in any form, I would say, but that's just me.
I was thinking the same thing, but he seems to like them. So
he does.
And he's not the only one because they sell a lot of Busch Lattes.
I will say this about Fred. He's not as picky about beer as I am, and probably you are. I've seen him drink a lot of different stuff, and it used to be Bud Light and Busch Light, and once in a while if I came over, we would have Michelob Light, but he's drinking a lot of different beers now. I applaud you for that, Fred. Nice job.
Oh, thank you.
I appreciate.
Fred and I like the wheat beer or like a summer beer that's brewed for the summer.
Yeah.
And so
all
like
day vacay,
that stuff like right.
Oh my God.
House,
well, the other beers that were good. I mean, I love Michelob Light, and it was good on draft because they used to have it at Gourds. Back in the day.
You're right.
And
I forgot about that.
But I
rest in peace, Gourds.
Right. Yep. All right. But
I asked.
Yes.
From
right.
From your lips
so
to God's.
I really liked, and I still do, is a Miller Genuine Draft. I love it in a bottle because, and I'll be honest, it's better. I like it better than Miller Light.
Well, who doesn't? It's
right.
Miller Lite's nasty.
Right. Miller Genuine Draft in a bottle. I have a 1965 Coca-Cola vending machine, and it holds 57 bottled beers, which both of you have had the pleasure
Not Coke?
of.
Not Coca-Cola?
No Coke in there. It
stops working if you put Coke in it.
Right.
Makes
but there's 8 rows. So the nice thing is back in the day, I used to have 8 different flavors. to cover the 57 beers. And
he had Bush Latte, he had Bud, he had Bud Latte, he had Miller.
So it
Genuine
has 8
Draft,
things.
Miller
Wouldn't it be?
Lite.
It's 56 beers or 57.
One of the racks could actually fit one extra in there.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Yeah, so that's how that worked.
Okay.
But the nice thing is you could throw the quarter in, the nostalgic of put the door that Nancy got it for me for Christmas, and I set it up down in the basement, and I got a warm 6-pack of Miller Genuine Draft and put it in there. And I was running, and I'm like, I was sitting there like waiting for the alarm to go off so I can go home from work, right? And finally it was like maybe 20 minutes, a half an hour. I'm like, I can't wait anymore. So I went and grabbed one, little iced over on the top, took a swig, nice and cold going on. Was oh boy, this is gonna be trouble for me. Because I'm like, we just killed it down there. It was down in the basement. It was awesome.
Did you ever do roulette like a beer roulette in that machine, like a surprise, like, just push a button and you don't know what you're going to get, or you never do that?
You know what? I'll be honest with you. Yeah. Yeah. So what I did is there's 8 stations. I would put it on the bottom station. I would put whatever I had left over, mix it up, and I'd throw some weird stuff in there. Somebody came over, watched a game, and like there'd be a Heineken in there,
or pull out a tab. Damn.
Or a little bats.
Empty bottle.
Yeah. So yeah, I would do that once in a while, but it was pretty standard. Cut and dry, knew which beers we were going with. And typically it was whatever Kevin Mon and I felt like drinking at that time.
Gotcha. Well, that was all of Lisa's topics. So there was some other.
Lisa her gift card.
We do. There was some other topics, but I think I've got one I want to throw out that I was thinking about today.
Okay.
When you're listening, you're driving in your car, you listen to the radio. What is one song that if it comes on, it's a 2-part question. One song that if it comes on, you automatically crank it up, and the opposite is one song that comes on and you can't turn the dial fast enough. I'm gonna have you start, Fred. So basically, a song that when you're driving, like, yes, turn this sucker up, or hey, I'm not listening to this shit. I need to get off as soon as possible.
Well, as I can say, you and I can pretty much vouch for each other that we're pretty eclectic when it comes to music. And I'll give you 3 songs that if it comes on, I'm just gonna turn it all the way up. One is That Song by Big Wreck.
Oh, that's your song.
That's my band right there. That comes on. Anything that they're an outstanding band, very underrated and unknown by a lot of people, and just Ian Thornley is just a savant on the guitar, and that song is how I learned and found out about them was the song. That song, it's fantastic. If you ever get a chance to listen to it, please do. The second one would be The Trooper, Iron Maiden.
Nice.
Hear that one?
Great song.
That's coming up right now. And then I kind of have a tie for first, and that would be Queensryche, Take Hold of the Flame, which I absolutely love, and Dokken, and that would be Unchain the Night.
Okay.
Nice. There's a lot of songs. I was running through my head. I could, anything the Rolling Stones comes on, or anything like Styx, or some song that just gets me going. Turn it all the way up.
Typical Fred. I asked for one and he gave me 3, but that's okay.
Well, I'm sorry. So I will tell you, I can't. Okay, as far as turning off, immediately when anything that Bruce Springsteen comes on, it's going off. Man is so overrated, and I can't.
He's the boss.
No, he's the boss of my ass.
He
That
might,
doesn't come off right either.
he owns your ass. That's for
Yeah.
damn sure.
Yeah,
He's
well,
the boss.
Bruce owns his ass, so now we know.
Shit, I just set
your
myself
ass.
up for that one. He is the most overrated.
But come on, Fred.
musician.
Glory Days. That song. If you listen to the
Oh,
words,
okay.
listen to the words. That song. Is
I've
written
listened
about
to the
you, my
words,
man.
and
That song
unfortunately, I
is
got to hear
about
it every
Freddie
day.
Windsor, if I ever heard one. Listen to go back and listen to the lyrics, Robin. Unless you know
I hear
them.
it every day, Mike, because Cool 106.3 over in Canada plays Bruce Springsteen, and it's always Glory Days. It's
Hey,
like,
that song is just about you, Fred. I mean, come on. I don't know why you're all bagging on it.
Yeah, well, I don't talk about the Glory Days too much.
All right, Rob.
What?
What do you think about that comment, Rob? Too much. What's too much?
So you're not gonna like this answer because both answers are the same song, and I'll explain.
Feliz Navidad by Jose Feliciano.
Feliz Navidad. No, Lose Yourself by Eminem. So if I'm in the right mood, I mean, I can't crank that shit up high enough. Like, it's a song about perseverance. It's about going back to the well over and over again when you struggle in life and how you overcome it. And it's not even the words, which the words represent that. It's the tempo of that song, right? Dun, 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 dun. You know, it's that.
Excellent. Yep.
But if I'm not in the right mood and it comes on, I just can't do it. I have to
You're not about it, huh? Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting answer. It's the one you would turn up and turn off. I like that.
But I will tell you, I'm not a rap guy at all. But there's only two rappers that I'll listen to. One is Eminem. The other one is Run DMC back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Raising Hell is one of the best rap albums of all time.
All right, there you go. So for me, I'm a big Stones fan. So
yes, sir.
When Start Me Up comes on, that would be a song that I would just, as loud as my freaking radio will go, that's what's going up. So
nice.
But I like all the Stones songs, but that one is just, I don't know, it gets you pumped up for some reason. I don't know why. It gets me pumped up anyway. Now, the one that I would turn off is gonna piss off a lot of South Detroiters. Don't Stop Believing. I cannot.
No, I know you hate that.
It's our class song too.
Stand that song. I cannot stand it.
Listen, for all your listeners out there, all three of you, he's saying that he hates it. However, we were at the Winterfest in St. Clair when that group Los Gringos came out. When they sang it, he was mouthing the words.
No.
Yes,
you lie like a rug.
You
lie like a rug.
You, Mike.
You lie like a rug. No.
Yeah.
No, you did not. You're trying to play up.
You're trying to play up
right
to
the
before
fans.
South Detroit.
Right. Oh God,
yeah,
I hate that.
Oh, no,
I hate that.
Yes, especially when there is no South Detroit.
Exactly. That's what pisses me off. There's no South Detroit.
Well, it's downriver. Yeah.
Well, I will tell you this too. I'm sure a lot of people who know me are probably surprised I didn't mention Detroit Rock City or Hotter Than Hell or God, I can name a million songs, but Calling Dr. Love by Kiss. Kiss has been my go-to band forever. I know not a lot of people like them, but they put one of the best shows on you'll ever see. And if I could see the Stones and Kiss and somebody open up, like, I don't care if it was Kid Rock or something like that, just to make it a little bit more fun, a little diverse. I would be the first person in line to get tickets because that would be an awesome show. And by the way, Michael, I'm all about Emotional Rescue too.
Oh yeah,
it's a good song.
Great song,
Mike. Since you brought up music, one of the best things I'll watch anytime over and over is obviously MTV Live. Alice in Chains being one of them. It's just
You're talking about the Unplugged?
Unplugged, yeah, Unplugged. Yeah. Alice in Chains and God, Kurt Cobain. What was
Nirvana.
When he does "My Girl," my girl, don't you lie to that song, dude. I love that fucking song.
Well,
it's
funny you mentioned
episode.
Unplugged because Bryan Adams Unplugged. I know this is going to sound weird. George Michael Unplugged was unbelievable. And also,
well, I know you'll feel that way. You had the poster over your bed.
Yeah,
for, 16 years.
Sure.
And he likes it in the can. So
yeah. But his voice is so awesome. But Queensryche did an Unplugged as well, and that was it. I mean, Alice in Chains and all that. I mean, and Kisses Unplugged is it's worth a watch for sure.
One of my favorites was
just awesome.
Alice Change was great. One of my favorites was
Great White because they. Oh, that was a good one too.
Which
Clapton.
one? Eric Clapton.
Oh
Eric
my
Clapton.
God!
Yeah, that was a good one.
He could just stand up there completely.
Mike, like this that one of Great White you and I have talked about. They do Zeppelin better than Zeppelin.
Oh, that I have that album on my phone. It's a great album. But awesome. You were talking about what was Alice in Chains. I saw them in concert. I mean, it was an experience. They played with the Stone Temple Pilots, and I had floor seats. Oh my God, it was just an awesome concert to go to.
I love Alice in Chains. I just did, man. It's dark and he was tortured but that music's just so like, I don't know, it just hits you on so many levels. Actually,
one of the coolest concerts I went to, New Year's Eve, St. Andrews Hall, Rage Against the Machine and Helmet.
Fuck you, I won't do what they tell me. Fuck you, I won't do what they tell me. That's a great song.
So sorry, Mike.
What, Mike doesn't like it?
We got a little off on tangent.
I love that song. I love that song. I like when I don't know if it's a middle school or a high school band. You've seen the video on YouTube where the high school band does that.
Yeah, the little kids doing that, killing in the name of.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. That one girl in the front had, I don't know if she's got she have like, I don't know if it's not a flute or a sax or I don't know what the hell maybe it's a trumpet, but she is just getting into it. The girl in the front, she's really like head banging and stuff. You got to check out that video. It's awesome. All right. You guys got anything for topics?
One more for the night. And let's talk about real quick, the Juwan Howard situation.
Oh boy. Did you watch the video yet, Rob? Because Rob didn't know about
it. I did.
Okay, good.
I did.
So since I asked the question, I want to get your opinion. We'll start with Mike because Mike usually is the guy that throws out the questions. Question to you is: was the suspension long enough? Should he have been fired? And
my internet's cutting out, guys.
Wow. I'll start while his catches up, Fred.
Okay.
First of all, I was a big Juwan Howard fan as a player, but I'm not a big Juwan Howard fan as a basketball coach. And I know he had a really great season last year, but it was a lot of things going their way. He's an undisciplined coach, and it's an undisciplined team, right? They don't shoot well from the field. They don't shoot well.
Point guard is awful.
Yeah, and they just don't seem to work on those fundamentals. And even though I think Juwan Howard will have great years at Michigan because he can recruit, right? His name alone, kids want to go play there. But all of coaching, whether it's football with Belichick or college football with Nick Saban, or even Wooden at college basketball, sports is built on playing the averages, knowing how to do things at certain times. And I just think he's a free-for-all coach. I don't feel he should have been fired.
Or should be fired.
I don't think he should be fired. Yeah, because he wasn't fired. Do I think he should have been suspended? Yes. Do I think he should have been fined? Yes. Do I think he owes the fans and the university and that other school, Wisconsin, an apology? Yeah. Mike's going to come on and say, well, he was provoked, which he was a little bit, but there's no reason, even if a guy is going to hit your, bump into your player, push your player to, act violently from violence. So he should have been the bigger guy, I thought.
He was the bigger guy, but I get you.
Yeah, well, he is the biggest guy. Yeah,
he's the biggest guy in coaching staff.
Yeah,
I would say, definitely, I don't think it warranted him being fired. If he does something like that again, absolutely, he needs to be gone. I mean, that should be a one-time
there's
thing.
Zero tolerance at this point.
And if it happens again, definitely should be gone. The suspension, I think, was appropriate. I mean, I think Michigan's out of it anyway, so I don't think it's really going to hurt the program much. But so I'm not sure that it really. And what does money mean to any of these coaches? That's nothing as far as the money goes. It's a slap on the wrist. But I think there's the one thing I will say, and Rob did allude to it, but it escalated. Juwan Howard clearly is trying to get out of there without talking to this guy, the Wisconsin coach. Was his name Guard or whatever? And he clearly
Red Guard.
Yeah, he clearly stops him, like gets in his way to stop him, and actually grabbed the guy's arm, grabbed Juwan's arm. At that point, he should have just pulled away and walked away. There's no question he should have done that. So I think the punishment for him was appropriate. I think that Guard should have had, he should have been suspended too, at least a game or something. I mean,
I agree with that. Yeah.
You can't jump in front of a guy. He did instigate the thing. Juwan Howard's clearly trying to get out there without talking to the guy. He's pissed off. You can see he waited before he went into the handshake line. He was trying to calm down. He was trying to go away. He said, and I saw a video that basically said, "I'll remember that." And he started to walk away, and the guy grabbed him. I mean, I agree with a lot of people. You don't put your hands on a grown man.
Why was Howard so pissed off though?
I know that was stupid.
He was pissed off because he didn't understand the rules. Okay. The fact, first of all, he was pressing. They're down 17 points, and he was still pressing and had his starters in. He had Guard had Wisconsin had all their scrub players, and
which you don't disagree with that, right, Fred? I mean,
well, first of all, there's
doing two things. He's teaching his team never to give up, and he's also taking a time when you don't practice press or play press all the time. It's giving his players that experience.
But that goes both ways.
But that goes both ways, because the simple fact is the reason why they called timeout is because they had 4 seconds left. He called timeout. That resets it to 10 seconds, so the kids can get the ball over the half court, so they can just dribble out the game.
Yeah.
Well, that pissed Juwan Howard off because he didn't understand the rule. So when he came through the line and what he said, I won't forget that. It's because he didn't know the rule, but Guard had no right to grab him. No coach deserves to be touching any of the kids. So this is my opinion. One, the suspension's not long enough. So, and what I mean by the suspension is to Juwan Howard, because you're supposed to be a leader of men. You're supposed to set the example because you are the coach. And for you to hit another coach, he should be suspended for the rest of the year. If they were to go to the NIT or somehow got into the the Big Ten tournament or got into the NCAA tournament, he shouldn't be the coach.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. With that being said, that also means that you have a zero tolerance from this point on. It also means that you have to go into anger management. Okay. And 3, he needs to speak with Guard personally on the phone, and then have Guard go on, do a press conference real quick, and say that everything's cleared out. Here's my thing though. Woody Hayes hit a player. What happened to him? They made him resign, or they were going to fire him. Mm-hmm. John Chaney came into a press conference with John Calipari, started yelling at him, went to attack him, says, "I'm going to kill you." Okay. And never got a hold of him, but he says, "If I ever see you alone, I'm going to kick your ass." What happened to him? They gave him the choice to resign, or they were going to fire him.
Mhm.
If this is on the same level, okay. The thing is it's with everything being so, at Michigan with the whole Dr. Anderson thing and
Mhm.
and all the Jim Harbaugh crap and everything that's been going on.
Mhm.
They really needed one of the coaches to have a little bit more integrity, and start to build on. I understand he's having a rough season, and I know he's probably really, really upset about the way things are going because last year he had a phenomenal year. But the fact of the matter is you don't put your hands on a coach, and so that means I think Guard should have got one game. I think the other coach, the Offenhofer or whatever his name is, he shouldn't be able to coach the rest of the regular season because he put his hands on players. But the other thing is Diabate and Williams throwing punches, and it's the second time for Diabate to do that this year. That's not a good look. And the thing is when you do that, you're a reflection of who your leader is.
All right.
I know
so
he's from the south side of Chicago, and but see, he's got this player. He still has a player's mentality, and he has to dial that back because if he does it again, or if he refuses to do an anger management class or to do an apology, which he apologized in a press conference, but didn't speak to him directly. But if he refuses to do it, I'd fire him. I bring John Beilein back.
Okay, listen, let me ask you this. So to get to like root cause analysis of this, from what I heard you say, Fred, and I don't understand it fully, but I just want to understand it. Really what was escalated is because the root cause analysis, Howard did not know the rule. So he escalated this whole thing when he was actually wrong by not knowing the rule.
Right.
So as a character standpoint, the first thing that should have happened if Howard was really a man of character, a Michigan man, he would have held a press conference right after when they informed him of the rule and said, listen, I am sorry. I did not know the rule, and therefore I never should have been pissed to begin with to have that whole. That's really
I don't blame Howard for not doing that after the game. I blame that on the public relations department.
On the public relation. I mean,
because
he's the person that did it. He should have done it.
He should have addressed it right away instead of trying to play it off like it wasn't his fault. But
what do you say, Mike?
Well, I go back to, in this case, both guys were wrong, but he should not have been pissed off.
But how does Howard not know the rule though?
I know, but he shouldn't have been pissed off
because he's been in the NBA and they don't have that rule. Okay.
I understand, but he gets paid millions of dollars for the last 2 years or however long in Michigan. He should be aware of the rules by now.
Right.
I would think.
Okay. So we can also say the same thing about, Jim Schwartz not knowing the rules.
Well, they fired Jim Schwartz, right?
Well, yeah, and Jim Harbaugh doesn't know the rules. Hey, call a timeout when you have you got a wing out against Michigan State sitting out there by a gunner out there by himself and not coming in and helping and not calling a timeout.
Well, that's not a rule. So, that's not a rule. That's just they caught him with his pants down.
Yeah, that's just that was a poor analogy.
But I mean, rules. I mean, as the coach, you have to know these rules inside and out, and that takes me back to why I say Howard's undisciplined. He's just undisciplined. I don't think he's going to be a great coach. He'll do well because he'll recruit well and have some good years, but in the long run, he'll never become what Beilein did there.
Yeah, no. And he's out there and he's available to coach again. So I'm just saying that was brought up the other day when I was talking to some people, and I'm like, that's really not a bad idea.
Yeah, I mean, you play to the end of the
though.
Yeah, you played. Yeah, you can't do that, I don't think. Yeah. But you play to the end of the game, and they were both playing hard, and they're both trying to teach their teams that, hey, you play.
Which is good.
Yeah, you play till the whistle. I mean, that's just the way it's supposed to go. So Juwan Howard never should have been upset about it. Yeah, he can get pissy. He was pressing, and the guys were. It's part of the game, man. They didn't do anything illegal. They call a timeout. Big fucking deal. He's allowed to call a timeout. So, right. You can't have it both ways. Both teams are playing to the end of the game. He never should have got pissed off about it. And he definitely shouldn't have hit anybody, but you know,
Right.
it's hard to say what we would do in that scenario. I mean, putting ourselves, it's nice for us to say, yeah, you need to have restraint, blah blah blah. You don't know what was said, you don't know what gestures were done, you don't know, you know, who pushed who or whatever. And you know, I mean, the bottom line is this happens a lot in sports. I mean, somebody needs to address it across the board. I mean, these guys are, you know, look at football, perfect example. These guys are jacked up to basically take people's heads off. I mean, that's if you're playing defense, that's you want to knock the guy in his ass. That's, and how do you, like, you get someone hyped up for a whole game?
Do the Lions know that, Mike?
No, they have no clue what that means.
I just wanted to clarify.
Yeah, they bite kneecaps and stuff, but they don't hit and rap like worth the shit. But so there's a lot of aggression, and it's
Right.
I mean, it's hard. And we've all been in arguments before, and we can sit there and say, yeah, I should have did this and that, but that's, you know, hindsight's 2020. When you're in the
but we're
heat
not
of
getting
things,
paid $15 million a year or whatever
at a
he's getting paid.
high-profile job in a university like University of Michigan. There's certain ways they expect their leaders to carry themselves. I mean, that's standard. Go ask Bo in his grave, how does a Michigan man carry himself on and off the field? Is that being represented now at the University of Michigan? That same standard.
Look at when the Pistons were the bad boys. Everyone thought it was the greatest thing since sliced bread, and they used to beat the shit out of people. So I mean, they used to do a lot of illegal shit on the court, and nobody batted an eye about it. So
that's why
I think there's a lot of
right
hypocrisy in with these sports writers and the press and all this shit. They love to see Bill Laimbeer get in a scrum with people and knock them on their ass and choke them and all this other shit. But
I know, but
Juwan Howard can't smack a guy in the side of the head.
This would be a moot point. Well, I know this would be a moot point. Those are men that are playing professional. They get paid for it. And Juwan is there first to be an educator of men first, to develop them into something more than they are supposed to be. And a basketball coach, a father figure, that's what a college coach really is there for.
I agree with that 100%.
Okay, well, there you have it.
We took people on a big path,
on a roller coaster ride.
Yeah.
I don't think it was one of the new roller coasters. It was a bumpy discussion here. So I think we beat the shit out of everybody with that one. So.
Yeah. So, hey, again, all I can do is say thank you for Lisa Sanger for getting us those questions. Fantastic questions. I think it really helped make the show good tonight. Rob, you were on fire, of course.
Hey, listen,
way to facilitate too. Mike.
Have Lisa email, or
I see Lisa all the time. I can, if you give it to me, I'll get it.
Get her the car. Okay, all right, good. Congratulations, Lisa, because when we all looked at these questions yesterday, and I think the consensus all the way through was, wow, she rocked it out. Everyone was relevant. We talked about maybe just saying a couple of them, but we all agreed all of them were so good.
Right.
Nice job. All right, guys. So that's episode 5. That's a wrap.
Hey, good seeing you guys.
What was that? What was this? He's trying to get us fired up or something here. You want to go? You want to go, man? I'll reach across and slap you across the head.
You know what? You sound pretty tough in Texas, motherfucker.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
Yep. You guys too. Take care. Good seeing you guys.
Yeah. Bye.